You have just heard a sample of the Ode to Joy from the fourth movement Allegro Assai of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in C major, an easy version. And today you are going to learn how to play the Ode to Joy in C major on your cello. Let's talk about the bowing first, yes? So every single measure is going to have two directions, either a pull or a push, an up or a down. So in the context of the very beginning, we start with a pull in the lower half of the bow. Push, pull, push, pull. So it's nicely even cut. Every single two measures, it's cut very nicely with a, if you're in American English, a down and an up. I'll play that again from this part right here. And going forward, it's going to be all very much the same throughout all of this, except there is one place that we're going to technically move our bow 3 times, and this is in measure 12 right here. And I'll get to that with the technique of Portato just a moment. Continuing from this place right here, that will be measure 6. And if you want to know how to have these wonderful parts, please go to my website, cellocoach.com, and download your score to follow along in the music. Now let's talk about the technique that happened right here in measure 12 and 13. When you have a legato, in this context right here, these are legato notes, and you see this line in addition to this round, that is called a portato. Okay, not legato, but a portato. Okay? And that means that you will break the movement of your bow ever so slightly, but continue on with a down, down stroke. So it's going to be down, pause, down again in the context of this measure. I'm going to play from right here to here for you to see what that really looks like. As you see, I stop the bow very much so. One more time. Now you don't have to stop your bow, you can pause it along its movement as you wish, but that is how you would play a portato. And that's the basic bowing of this piece. There's really nothing else except nice legato motions throughout everything. Sometimes you have a 3-note legato, but everything is very straightforward. I'm going to play from here to here, and so you have an idea of what the bow looks like for this section. This is section measure 17 to measure 24. A little detail of the bowing. This is a legato marking as well, but as you see, there is a bar line in between, so that is called a bar line. And when you have 2 notes of the same quality, of the same pitch, and they're connected, whether they are over a bar line or in the same measure, that in American English is called not a slur, but a time. They're all legato, and so I'm using this word a lot, legato. And legato is a smooth way of playing notes. They can be different pitches, or they can be the same pitch. But all of this are called legato. And how you define them is you play them all in the same direction. Now here, these two notes are going to be played as if it is one half note. So it's a continuous motion on the upstroke throughout those two right here. And it's going to happen twice. So right here is once, and right here is the second one. I'll count through those measures for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the 4, 1 and 4, 1 are connected as if they're one single half note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you play them all connected. And now that leaves the fingering that we have to learn for this piece. I'm going to change my cello. First, let's do some quick explanations of the positions. We have the first position ending here in the 3 dots. Each one of the first position fingerings are labeled. And the fourth position is here, 3 dots. We're going to remain primarily in the first position. And if you're liking the content of my channel, please consider subscribing and liking the video if you haven't done already. And please turn on notifications as well so you can keep up to date with all the content. And leave comments. I enjoy reading them and I do answer them. We start in the first position, but before we begin learning the fingerings, let's just look at the very basics of where these notes are occurring on which strings. Now, you see this in the corner, you're probably understanding, well, what does that mean, cello coach? Don't worry, in my scale book, at the back of my scale book, I have a worksheet, and I have filled this one in to show us the open strings. And what I'm showing is on this top line right here, this is the top line. This will have any note that is the A. So if we're putting a note here, that would be an A. And if we put a note here, that would be a B. Essentially what you need to understand that these notes are all going to be occurring on the A string if they're on this line and above as such. The D string is the middle line of the bass clef. This is the bass clef right here. The D is the middle line. And the middle line up to this space right here, so this entire space, will be notes that are happening on the D string or corde oreille. And then lastly, if a note occurs on the bottom line of the bass clef or any zone in between here, those notes occur on the G string or the corde de sol. So take a look at this, a snapshot. Do not be confused with the C string that is below the stave, 2 ledger lines down. So for this particular version, you will not be playing anything on the C string. I'm glad we cleared that up. So let's get back to this music. And before we do, there will be a cameo of the half position. Again, you can discover all of this pedagogy in my scale book. So I'm going to go part by part to really help you understand where these notes are. We start on the second string, which is the D string. And I hope now this makes sense to you. So it's 1, 2, 4. Everything here in C major. We first need to be familiar with the C major 2-octave scale. So take your scale book out and turn to page 7 in your book. Major 2 octaves. And here at the very beginning we have C major. I want to bring our attention more closely to the second octave right here in the C major. So we're going to look primarily starting here. And if you remembered, this is going to be on the G string. These notes are going to be on the D string. And these notes here are going to be on the A string. Don't forget that. So, D string now. A string. D string. G string. I'll call out the notes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and in reverse. C, B, A, G natural, F natural, E, D. It is important to understand that the second finger on both the second string and first string, the second finger on the D string and the A string is an F natural here and a C natural here, or a natural occurring note, like a white key on a piano. Now we have a complete understanding of the key signature and also the strings we will play on. Let's begin. Elbow out. You can play this pizzicato style if you wish. Here we go. I'm going to play the first 4 measures. Now I'm going to go on. Continuing in measure 9. Measure 14. Now we play the harmony here, starting in measure 16. So I'll play measure 16 up to measure 24. Hope that was very clear. Everything is remaining in the first position. Your third finger plays a B natural. Your second finger plays an F natural. Let us continue now from measure 25 to the end of the harmony section right here in measure 32. I was talking about the half position shift. You take your hand, you put it in the first position on your third string, your G string, and you shift the hand back 1/2 step, the whole hand, including the thumb behind the second finger, always. And you play a 0, -1, 2 for those 2 notes, and then slide back up to the first position, 3, 4, like this. And then slide up to the third finger. So you're not playing this note right here, that's the B flat. You're playing a G sharp, A, you're skipping that note and going back to the B natural. And just before we leave, here is a good example of what the B flat is, second finger, and what the B natural is. And so this right here is a natural symbol, while this right here is a flat symbol, and it changes the finger that you use. Nice, beautiful electro cellos these are, these NS Design cellos. And I hope you enjoyed learning how to play Ode to Joy in C major on your cello. Yes, this is my video, my channel. My name is Jonathan. I am the cello coach. Please consider subscribing and sharing and liking the video if you haven't done already. And turn on those notifications. Also, consider becoming a member because I have special releases I only give to my members. and also access to my scores on cellocoach.com. So thank you once again for sharing your time with me here on my channel as you travel along your own journey of music discovery.